It started one night when the TV turned itself on at 2:47 a.m. Just static, no sound, no picture, just that buzzing snow. I got up, grabbed the remote, and turned it off. But before I could go back to bed, the static spoke. A faint whisper came from the screen, my name. I froze. What the hell? The whisper grew louder. Then, through the noise, I heard crying. A woman's voice saying, "He's still here." I stepped closer, heart pounding. On the screen, behind the static, I saw a shape, like a face pressed against the glass from the inside. It smiled. I yanked the power cord from the wall, the screen went black. But the reflection of the face was still there, staring at me in the dark glass. Now, every night at 2:47 the TV turns on again, and every time the whisper gets closer. If this story sent shivers down your spine, like the video, share it with someone who sleeps with the TV on, and subscribe before the static starts calling your name.
Every night I heard it. 3 knocks, always 3, coming from inside my closet. At first, I thought it was pipes, or maybe the wind. But wind doesn't whisper your name. Last night, I decided to record it. I set my phone near the closet and waited. 2:59 a.m. silence. Then, 3 slow knocks. My phone's screen glowed, recording everything. And then a voice came through, faint, cracked, but clear enough. "Let me out." My hands started shaking. I opened the closet door, but it was empty, completely empty, except for one thing. On the back wall, written in something dark, were the words, "You already did." Now, the knocks have stopped. But sometimes, when I wake up at night, the closet door is already open. If that gave you chills, like this video, share it with someone brave enough to open their closet tonight. And subscribe before something starts knocking for you.
I moved into a new apartment last month. Small, cheap, quiet. Or at least I thought so. The first night, I noticed something strange. When I turned off the lights, it wasn't completely dark. 2 faint white dots were glowing in the corner, like eyes. I blinked. They didn't move. I turned the light back on, nothing there. Just an empty corner. The next night, they were back, closer. I recorded it on my phone, but when I checked the footage, those glowing eyes weren't on camera. Only my voice whispering, "Do you see them?" Except I never said that. Last night, I woke up to the sound of breathing. The eyes were right next to my bed, and when I turned on the lamp, I saw a face I didn't recognize smiling back at me. Now I sleep with the lights on, but sometimes I still see those eyes blinking in the mirror. If that gave you chills, like this video, share it with someone who sleeps in the dark, and subscribe before the eyes find you too. It started with footsteps. Every night, just after midnight, slow, heavy steps in the hallway outside my room. They'd stop right at my door. Then silence. No knock, no voice. Just breathing. At first, I thought it was my brother messing with me. So one night, I waited. Lights off, camera ready. 12:03 a.m., the footsteps began again. I hit record. They came closer, then stopped right outside. The doorknob started to move, slow, careful, like someone testing it. I whispered, "Who's there?" No answer. Then something whispered back. My own voice saying, "Let me in." I froze. The door creaked open just an inch. I saw a hand pale with my ring on it. Then it pulled the door shut from the other side. Since that night, I sleep with my door locked. But every morning, it's open again. If this story made your heart race, like this video, share it with someone brave enough to sleep alone tonight, and subscribe before the footsteps stop at your door. It was around 3 a.m. when I woke up to the sound of tapping on my window, soft at first, like raindrops. But it wasn't raining. I looked toward the window, and there it was. A pale face staring in from the darkness. I couldn't move. The eyes didn't blink, and the mouth was just smiling. I pulled the blanket over my head, shaking, trying to believe it was a dream. But the tapping started again, louder, faster. Then I heard it whisper, "I can see you." I ran to turn on the light, but the bulb exploded, showering glass across the floor. When I looked back, the window was empty, except for one thing, a handprint. From the outside. Next morning, I showed the landlord. He said my window faces the 10th floor. There's no balcony, no ledge, nothing. If this story made your heart skip, like this video, share it with someone brave enough to look out their window at night, and subscribe before something starts looking back at you. They say never stare into a mirror in the dark. I never believed that until last night. The power went out and I lit a candle. I caught my reflection in the bathroom mirror, but something was off. I wasn't moving, but my reflection was. It tilted its head, smiled, and mouthed something. I leaned closer, trying to read its lips, and then I heard it, a whisper, my own voice, saying my name. I froze. The candle flickered, and my reflection reached forward. Its hand pressed against the glass from the inside. The surface rippled like water. I ran out and slammed the door, but when I came back this morning, there were handprints on the mirror, inside the glass. Now every time I pass it, I hear faint whispers, and sometimes they whisper things I haven't said yet. If that gave you chills, like this video, share it with someone who dares to look in the mirror at night, and subscribe before your reflection starts moving first.
It was around midnight when I heard footsteps outside my bedroom door. Slow, steady, like someone pacing back and forth. I froze. I live alone. My heart started pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. The footsteps stopped right outside my door. Then came 3 knocks. Tap, tap, tap. I whispered, "Who's there?" No answer. I grabbed my phone, no signal. The air turned cold, and my breath became visible. The doorknob started to turn slowly on its own. I couldn't move. Then, from behind the door, a voice whispered, "You shouldn't have locked me out." The lights flickered. I screamed, but no sound came out. The next morning, my phone was found recording. The last thing it captured was the same 3 knocks. Tap, tap, tap. If you felt that chill down your spine, like, share, and subscribe before something knocks on your door tonight.
It started last night, just when I was about to fall asleep. The house was quiet, too quiet. Then I heard it, soft footsteps outside my bedroom door. I thought it was my dad checking if I was awake, but when I called out, no one answered. The footsteps stopped. Silence. I waited. My heart was pounding. Then suddenly, knock, knock, knock. Slow, steady, and right on my door. I gathered courage and whispered, "Who's there?" No response. Just breathing. Heavy breathing on the other side. I reached for the handle, turned it fast, and opened the door. Nothing. The hallway was empty, but muddy footprints led straight to my door, and stopped there. If this story sent chills down your spine, like, share, and subscribe, because the next story is even darker.
Last night, I woke up around 3 a.m. because I felt someone watching me. My room was dark, except for a dim streetlight slipping through the curtain. I tried to shake off the feeling and close my eyes again. But then, I saw it, a faint outline, a human face pressed against the curtain from the outside. My heart stopped. I froze, too scared to move. Slowly, I reached for my phone to turn on the flashlight, and just as I did, the face vanished. I ran to the window. No one was there. The curtain was cold, but there was a faint handprint still pressed on the glass. If you felt the chill too, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More true horror awaits you every night. Last night, I woke up because I heard breathing slow, heavy, and right next to me. I looked around my dark room. No one. The sound was faint but real. It wasn't coming from outside the window or the hallway. It was coming from under my bed. My body froze. I tried to tell myself it was just my imagination, maybe the wind. But the breathing grew louder, deeper, closer. I leaned over the edge of the bed, my phone flashlight shaking in my hand. The beam of light hit the floor, and for a split second, I saw eyes staring back at me. I screamed and jumped out of bed. When I finally got the courage to look again, there was nothing there. Just the cold floor and the sound of my heart pounding louder than ever. If this gave you chills, hit like, share, and subscribe. The next story might keep you up tonight. Every night, before sleeping, I make sure my closet door is shut. But last night, it wasn't. I swear I closed it. But when I woke up around 2 a.m., it was half open. The room was cold, and something felt wrong. I stared at the closet, frozen. Then I saw them. 2 glowing eyes, deep inside, watching me. They didn't blink. They didn't move. They just stared. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. Slowly, I reached for my phone to turn on the light, and the second the light hit the closet, the door slammed shut by itself. I ran out of my room. When I came back in the morning, the door was open again, and inside, the dust on the floor had footprints, small, barefoot footprints. If this story made your heart race, hit like, share, and subscribe, because the next one is even darker than this.
It was past midnight when I heard it for the first time, a faint laugh coming from the guest room. I live alone. I froze, thinking maybe I'd left the TV on, but when I checked, everything was silent. The laugh came again, louder this time, like a child giggling in the dark. My chest tightened. Slowly, I walked to the guest room, the door slightly open. The moment I pushed it, silence. The air felt heavy cold. I turned on the light. No one was there. Then, from behind me, right by my ear, that same laugh whispered again. I turned instantly. Nothing. But the mirror on the wall was fogged, and on it, written with a finger, were the words, "I'm still here." If this story made your heart skip a beat, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You never know who might be watching with you right now.
Last night, I was brushing my teeth when I heard it, a whisper. It came from the mirror. At first, I thought I was imagining things, but then it spoke again, softly calling my name. I froze. My reflection was still, but I swear, its lips moved, slowly, whispering. I stepped closer. My reflection leaned in too, but its mouth kept moving even when I stopped talking. The whisper grew louder, almost angry, and suddenly, the lights flickered off. I felt cold air brush past my neck, and in the dark, I saw my reflection smile, while I was too terrified to move. When the light came back on, the mirror was cracked and my reflection was still smiling. If this sent chills down your spine, like, share, and subscribe, because the next one will make you afraid to look in the mirror again. I was half asleep when I felt it, something cold touching my foot under the blanket. I pulled my leg back instantly. My heart was racing. I thought maybe it was just the blanket shifting, but then I felt it again. A hand, soft, cold, slowly gripping my ankle. I froze in terror. I didn't want to move, didn't want to look. I whispered, "Who's there?" The room was silent, but the grip tightened. I kicked the blanket away and jumped out of bed. Nothing. No one was there. The room was empty. My blanket fell to the floor, and that's when I saw it, a dusty handprint right where I was lying. The window was closed. The door was locked. So how did it get in? If you're brave enough to keep the lights off tonight, like, share, and subscribe. But be careful what's under your blanket. It started around midnight. I was home alone when I heard a faint knock coming from the basement door. It was slow, hollow, and too rhythmic to be random. Knock, knock, knock. I froze. No one else was supposed to be in the house. I turned off the TV and listened silence. I thought maybe it was the pipes, until it came again, louder this time. I grabbed a flashlight and crept toward the basement. The air grew colder with every step. My hand trembled as I reached for the doorknob. Then the knocking stopped. For a moment, I thought it was over. But when I shined my flashlight under the door, 2 shadows were moving, pacing back and forth. I backed away slowly, and right then, something from the other side knocked back, 3 times harder than before. If your heart's still racing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because what's waiting below might just knock for you next.